what I said was said in liquor, and tipsy tongues talk 10 times quicker than sober sense don't bear a grudge. But Tybalt only answered, "Fudge. Bring your remarks to a full stop," then ate it and lapped the gravy up. Next, Tybalt went to the wash basin he used to scrub his hands and face in, and brushed his tail and combed his hair, and went to church and said this prayer: "Lord, I confess the awful vice of breakfasting on little mice. But, Father, I repent sincerely. I will pay not a penance merely, but more than ample compensation to every surviving relation." Here his repentance went so deep that Tybalt could not choose but weep. A mouse had hidden behind the pulpit. He heard Tib's sobs and watched him gulp it, then ran all the way home and blurted, "Good news, the cat has converted." So all the mice cried, "Alleluia!" You won't suppose he'll relapse, do ya? To give their gratitude a vent, 7 intimate mice were sent to take St. Tybalt a testimonial. They marched with dignified ceremonial, and every mouse of them brought gifts of the most expensive sort. Their manners were courteous and well-bred. They bowed respectfully and said, "Long live the cat, dying to accept this trifling token of compliments we leave unspoken." "Upon my word," said Tib, "here's dinner. Since breakfast I have got much thinner by fasting. Dear friends, kind comrades, fellow creatures, come nearer, let me see your features." The mice were flustered and in a dither, but they stepped forward all together until they came within arm's length. Then Tybalt suddenly showed his strength and skill, and in a little moment they found out what fair words from a foe meant. For 2 to left and 2 to right, and 1 between his jaws to bite. That makes 5 he caught in so cunning a way, but only 2 were saved by running away. Woe and disaster, fellow mice! Can you stand by and watch your neighbors guzzled before your very eyes? Quick, oil your rifles, whet your sabers. This foul aggression must be fought out. Then all the mice cried, "Shame and pity! Refer the facts to the committee until they tell us the king of mice is ready to meet this urgent crisis." On this his majesty undertook to bring the criminal cat to book, and signed a royal proclamation to mobilize the entire nation. What are our war aims? How shall we state them? What must we put in our ultimatum? The king's ambassador, grave and sly, carried the message: submit or die. But when Tybalt watched the mice mount, he called all the cats he could find in the county, and drilled them daily on the fells to scratch, bite, and fire off rockets and shells. Till one cold dawn day, he saw the host of mice advancing from the coast. Grim was the onslaught, dead and dying, lay closed as chipped potatoes frying. 1,000,000 dead? No, far more. When Tybalt charged with his best equipped stormtroops near Mount HQ, he slipped and wallowed in the mud. In a trice, he was tied up by nearly 100 mice. "Victory!" the victors cried. "Now this war criminal must be tried." The warrant was drawn under the king's sign. He called on the judges for speed and dignity, then sentenced Tybalt with solemn squeals to be hung by the neck, and then by the hills. Fast workmen got the gallows built, while the bench established Tybalt's guilt. But while the high tribunal tried him, the cat was gnawing the thongs that tied him, till with a resolute wrench he burst his bonds and swallowed the Lord Chief Justice. King, heroes, hangman, all the hamper. I wish you could have seen them scamper. That's where the story comes to a stop. Now if you think I made it up, you're wrong. I never. It wasn't me. It was Obeid Zakani.
This is my treasure box. It's just an old shoebox, really. But I call it my treasure box because it's filled with things I treasure greatly. On our first anniversary, my wife wrote me a note. I saved it, along with others. Our kids wrote notes, too. Of course, they didn't all make it in the treasure box, only the most special ones. They go in the treasure box in no specific order. For the longest time, this is my only tradition. And something happened to make me start a new one, branching off of this one. Tradition 1A, I guess you could call it. Tradition 1A by Howard M. Rice. I was taking my annual physical with Dr. Jenner when he noticed this little red mark near my collarbone. He kind of looked at it a little bit and said, poked at it and asked me how long it had been there. I looked at him and asked him, how long has what been where? He gave me a little hand there and I looked. I saw this little red thing. I said I didn't know. He kind of poked it a little bit more and said he thought it was a basal cell. Type of cancer. Then immediately reassured me that if it was a basal cell, it shouldn't do anything. If it was a basal cell, it should come right off. Then he said, if you're going to get cancer, this is the best kind of cancer to get. Now, to me, that sounded a lot like saying, if you're going to get hit by a car, a Volkswagen is the best kind of car to get hit by. I lay down on the table in his office, and he gave me a local anesthetic and began cutting out the red mark. When he was done, he said, as long as we get them out early, they don't do much. I had about 25 sores taken off in all. Once I accepted the fact that I had a type of cancer, once I was convinced that it wasn't life-threatening, I began to get this strange feeling. After each operation, it seemed like more than a few millimeters of skin had been taken away. It seemed like a part of who, or whatever I was missing. Part of me had been taken away. And I wanted to put back on the inside what Dr. Jenner had taken away from the outside. So it began Tradition 1A. Each night after an operation, after everyone else had gone to bed, I would come down here, take a note out of the treasure box. It didn't matter which one. It was whichever one I touched first. And I'd read it. Whatever Dr. Jenner taketh away, the treasure box could give it back. My wife wrote this to me on our first anniversary. All it says is, Dear Michael, thank you for the best year of my life. All my love, all the days. Ruth. You see, I believe that the notes from the treasure box could validate what Dr. Jenner was invalidating. There's always one for one. If they cut out 3 cancers, I would read 3 notes. The cancers could come up at any time. And when they did, I'd go see Dr. Jenner. He'd greet me, look at the trouble spots, grunt, uh-huh, yep, let's go get him. And I'd hop up on the table and he'd go get him. Over the years, we developed a rather interesting relationship. I never told him about the treasure box, of course. Ruth knew about the treasure box. She just didn't know about Tradition 1A. My daughter wrote this to me 5 years on Father's Day. Dear Dad, what I want to tell you most of all is that you're more than a father to me. You're my best friend in the whole world. Love, your daughter, Cindy. That one put a lot back in me. Yeah. Anyway. It had gone on like this for a couple of years. Dr. Jenner would take something off. I'd come back down here, replenish myself. For the last couple of years, I've been seeing Dr. Jenner every 6 months. It was a Wednesday. I was his last patient. I was just getting up off the table from having something removed from my shoulder when I felt him touch the back of my neck. How long has that been there? He said in a voice I never heard before. It looked longer and harder it was ever on the back of my neck than he'd ever looked before. Let's get that out and have it biopsied. When he was done, I asked him what he thought it was. He said he thought it was a melanoma. directly at me and told me what a melanoma was. I couldn't understand everything he was saying because I wasn't focusing. I understood enough to know that a melanoma is something one could definitely do without. 2 days later, I get a call from his nurse saying he wanted to see me in the hospital. Told me that thing on my neck wasn't in fact a melanoma. Said he wanted to see me in his office right away. He wanted me to go to the hospital. He'd already made arrangements. And now everything was a blur. Through this blur, I understood I had more than the Volkswagen of cancers. This time it was more than that truck. When he was done, I knew from the look on his face that this was not good. I asked him how long I had to live. He said at best I had 6 months. When I got home, I went straight for the treasure box. I remember the first note I pulled out. One of my all-time favorites. My son wrote this to me when he was 11. We got into this thing where we were calling each other Moose. I was Big Moose and he was Little Moose. I think it started when he saw me lifting weights in the basement one day. Anyway, I got this note. Dear Big Moose, I'm very impressed with your upper body strength. I think you could kick King Kong's ass any day. Signed, Little Moose. Pretty big deal when your son thinks you could kick King Kong's ass. 48-year-old man with melanomas are no condition to kick anyone's ass, let alone King Kong's. I had returned to the treasure box out of force of habit, not really believing it could replace what was being taken away. But in a way it did. Life. Yes. A reaffirmation of life. You see, for how many days I had left, the treasure box gave it shape, clarity. It could nourish me, confirm me. That old tattered box with its crumbly papers could validate me. It could. It did. I never thought about dying much. I mean, as much as the next person. But I never feared death. From the times that I had thought about dying, I'd always said I didn't want to be cremated. I guess I always thought burning would be the worst way to die. But I've changed my mind about cremation. I've decided that when I die, they should take from my body what parts they can use to help others. Cremate the rest. And bury me in a little white box beneath a white birch tree in a cemetery not far from this house. There'll be a place for Ruth next to me. I've decided that I want my treasure box to be buried with me. I want its ashes to be mixed with mine.
Said a dog is a man's best friend. I wonder though, what has ever been said about a goldfish? They seem to be popular pets with everyone, except Mom. Fish Story by Susan Lewis. I am not a fish person, so I wouldn't have let my 3-year-old son try his luck with the goldfish game at the church fair. I never thought I could actually throw the ball in the bowl, my husband explained, as he showed me 4 fish wriggling in their baggy ponds. Anyway, it'll be good for the kids to have pets. I didn't consider a fish a real pet. You can't nuzzle fish. You can't play with fish. A kid can't even take care of fish. You feed them too much, they die. Feed them too little, they die. You change the water, they die. Don't change the water, they die. And then you have dead fish. And questions about death. I'm just not ready for this. The morning after the fair, my husband comes upstairs to take a shower as I go downstairs to grim faces and fewer fish. 2 of them died, squeaks my 5-year-old. Oh, I say quietly, getting ready for that serious talk about mortality. And Daddy made blueberry pancakes.